Welcome to the Outdoor Sports Show, the leading television magazine programme covering the very best events from the adrenaline-filled, action-packed world of outdoor sports. In this month's episode, our journey starts in Portugal and the majestic Algarve. We visit the beautiful old town of Tavira for the 7th edition of the Algarve Bike Challenge, and we'll bring you all of the unforgettable moments from this epic mountain biking race. Next, we catch up with all of the action from Oman and the Haute Route event before we visit Menorca for the unique camelback epic Cami de Cavell 360. We'll then preview an upcoming event that we have in store for you this summer. The Xterra Tour will travel for the very first time in the history of the series to China. The so-called Land of Opportunity is an exciting new destination for the off-road triathlon and running series. Finally, we get the chance to experience a unique world record attempt when Maltese sailor Aaron Kiander tries to become the fastest person to circumnavigate Malta by boat. So our journey starts from the picturesque and colourful old town of Tavira in Portugal, in the foothills of the breathtaking Algarve Mountains. The amazing scenery perfectly fits the requirements of this high-level race and the 7th edition of the Algarve Bike Challenge, Portugal's most important bike event and one of the best in the world.
Algarve and Tavira, it's a great cycling destination both for road cycling and mountain biking. It gets more people here, the event becomes bigger and better. You can design different courses every year. We are here by the sea and this beautiful river and beautiful area, but you are just 5 minutes from the inland and from the mountains. So if you want to come to ride, not only for the race, but if you want to spend some time in Tavira, or even in other parts of the Algarve, but mainly in Tavira, if you stay here and you can do mountain bike just riding 2-3 kilometers from the city. So it's a great place for mountain biking.
Athletes from around the globe were there ready to enjoy this exciting bike challenge and sample some of southern Portugal's beauty. The athletes compete in teams of 2, so the win requires the cyclists to work together as the team's official time is determined by its second biker. The Algarve Bike Challenge 2019 was a GPS-guided race as the athletes found the conditions tough and the route required skillful navigating.
For me, it's relatively new to do GPS-based. It has a special character. Last year we had a little bit of problems because we both new to it. We did a few mistakes. It is like the one thing you have to care about more. So it could be an interesting part. You have to watch where you go. I think it's a little bit challenging from time to time when you're going all out. When you do it just for fun or something, I think it's an experience.
The 3-day race, over 160 kilometres of demanding tracks and 3.6 kilometres of vertical elevation, started and finished in Tavira. This traditional small town has influences of the Roman Empire and is where the Galeo River meets the Atlantic Ocean.
Welcome to Europe's most famous secret, the Algarve, and welcome to Tavira. Tavira is this marvelous city that has this wonderful race, which is really a party for bike-friendly people, so for their families.
The race's first stage on day 1 began under moonlight on Tavira's narrow stone-paved streets. It provided a great warm-up for the upcoming days. The riders faced the challenges of aggressive turns, technical jumps and fast downhills. The skillful bikers, with their varied backgrounds and different goals, spent the day preparing for the night prologue. Tom Bonder, the Dutch under-23 national champion in the mountain bike marathons, and his teammate Tim Smeets were looking forward to competing alongside each other.
I started cycling when I was 16 years old.
The biggest moment of my career is a top 60 place at the World Championships marathon last year.
I would advise anyone to come here, the pros, but also the tourist riders, because this is a race for everyone.
The second and the third stages of the race were very demanding. The athletes faced a whole variety of terrains, with single tracks, steep climbs, mud and the heat all testing them to their limits. However, the riders set a furious pace through the magical surroundings of the Algarve as they raced against the clock. Local athletes Selena Carpentiero with her teammate Charlotte Davis were leading the open women's category, but they were also trying to overcome an unexpected issue with Charlotte's health.
The race went well. We pushed a little harder and we got a more or less big gap. I felt good today. It was nice to hear people everywhere calling my name, and also Charlotte's. That's a good energy for us.
Day was quite tough for me because I've been struggling a bit, so I had to rely on Selena a lot, and she was really helpful. It's what riding the team's all about. It was a beautiful day and we did have a bit of fun, but for me it was just getting through today, and hopefully I can feel better tomorrow and we can have a bit more fun tomorrow and Selena won't have to push and pull me so much.
After 165.5 kilometres of hard riding, with some incredible battles through southern Portugal's magical nature, Andrew Henriquez and Hermani Silva managed to defend their lead that they established on day one, and they crossed the line to take first place in the open men's category.
The race today it's really hard with small climbs, but it's not easy today. We have 3 minutes to manage, but the other teams are very strong. It's really hard to fight with them, but at the finish are the winners. It's the best feeling.
Hilda Pereira and Bruna Megales celebrated victory in the mixed category, proving that love can move mountains.
We had just won Algarve Bike Challenge. It was really a challenge. 3 days in the end, full gas. It was a tough race, of course, because we are competing, so everybody wants to be on podium. Today especially, it was a track that I liked a lot because lots of single tracks, and I think that the biggest difficulty of it was really the amount of climbing, because how come you are climbing so much in Algarve?
It's my first time in this kind of races and race with her. I enjoyed a lot to race and visit Algarve and do this race.
Portugal's Selena Carpentiero with her teammate Britain's Charlotte Davis overcame their struggles and maintained their lead to take the open women's category. This wonderful annual event attracts both pro and amateur riders, as well as personalities from different sports. Of course, many were there to fight for podium places, but there are also many who had come to Portugal to enjoy the sport and rare beauty of the Algarve and Tavira.
My name is Miguel, I'm Portuguese and I'm a former World Superbike and World Supersport rider. The Algarve Bike Challenge is definitely a challenge. It's the first time that I finished the race. And honestly, I'm very happy. But this is quite a unique challenge. It's quite a unique race, and this is why I really enjoy it.
Very big challenge, difficult challenge. Between football and cycling, there are no common points. Getting crazy, getting old and getting crazy. Bicycles are very important in my life. I always liked to ride. Now I am retired and I think I have more time to practice.
The Algarve Bike Challenge was once again a flawlessly organised event, offering some amazing routes for its athletes. Just as you will definitely not miss next year's edition. We stay in cycling, but we change terrain and atmosphere, and we move east to a place which, in contrast, is mostly sandy, treeless and largely waterless, but nevertheless is one of the most historic places on Earth. Welcome to the Arabian Peninsula and to the Sultanate of Oman. Cyclists from all over the world travel to Oman in order to live this incredible experience which stands apart from the crowd. Haute Route organises every year the world's most prestigious multi-day events for amateur riders. From Norway to San Francisco and from Mexico to Sichuan, this unique organisation delivers an unparalleled professional experience both on and off the bike for amateur cyclists. Based in the blossoming city of Nizwa, Haute Route Oman's first edition was a unique experience for all of the participants. Combining deep canyons, incredible views across the desert and demanding climbs in the Al Hajja mountain range, riders had the chance to compete in one of the most iconic cycling locations worldwide.
It's a great country, people are really, really friendly and the scenery is amazing, the mountains are beautiful.
Among the participants at the starting line was the 2019 Formula One World Champion Jenson Button. The British racing driver loves cycling and is Haute Route's ambassador, so he couldn't miss the chance to visit Oman for this unique cycling event.
Cycling in the mountains of Oman, and I really didn't know it had this much to offer in terms of cycling and the views. You know, you are working so hard, the hills are so steep here. Once you get up there, you look around, you know, and it makes it all worthwhile. So it's been a really, really good experience. You know, it's been definitely tough, but that's what we do it for. You know, we like to push ourselves, and to do it in a country with such beauty and hospitality has been terrific.
The race was very demanding, with 5,500 metres of climbing, and featuring the iconic Jebel Akbar climb. The difficulty of the original course couldn't be underestimated.
It's just a built up from yesterday. Got too much lactic acid in my legs. It is suffering now. We'll get through it.
After 2 days and 238 kilometres of challenging riding, which included long and daunting road climbs up to both Jebel Akbar and Jebel Hart, the riders took on a deceptively short 9.4 kilometre time trial finale.
I just gave everything on that mountain, but then from the bottom to here, yeah, we have to give everything again, because yeah, I really wanted to win the stage. So yeah, again, same as yesterday, I died like 100,000 times, but man, very happy to win, especially with only 5 seconds. But at the moment I'm still in a different world. I was just in my, I don't know where I was, but just in the pain cave for the whole flipping day. 5 hours straight, pain, intense pain, but it was worth it.
The last day of the event was won by Australia's Adrian White, who clawed back time on the overall leader, Guillaume Bourgeois, But it wasn't enough to win the title. Following almost 6 hours of determined riding, Bourgeois finished just 1 minute and 27 seconds ahead of White, with Thomas Berger of the Netherlands completing the podium places.
Always difficult to, when you get the jersey after the first stage, to control a bit the race and to manage it for the 2 following days. So yesterday went well. I control a bit my followers. And I knew that today it's quite a short race time, so difficult to make big gaps. So I was pretty confident, but very happy with the GC classification.
The women's race was a clearer-cut affair, with British cyclist Helen Sharp winning all 3 stages to finish more than 20 minutes clear of China's Stella Shenhe, with the Netherlands' Lisbeth Gruppen taking 3rd.
It's been absolutely amazing. Tough, but it always is with a note route. That's what you expect. It's what it's supposed to be. Great people, great scenery, rural country, great sunshine. Yeah, awesome.
Everyone enjoyed the first ever Haute Route event in Middle East, and they look forward to gathering again for the next one. The outdoor sports show is like riding a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. So we now leave Amman and move to Menorca for the unique camelback epic Camí de Cavall 360. More than 300 runners and riders took part in this, the 5th edition of the event. The athletes in pairs compete over 3 stages, and as they gathered at the start of the race, the atmosphere was at a bubbling point. The competition has 3 categories: mountain biking, trail running, and a shorter run called the Experience 360. Bikers and runners pass across beautiful beaches and the unique small bays that make Menorca such a popular holiday destination. Much of the race is along the symbolic trail Camí de Cavall, and with the great weather also during the event, the scenery was simply stunning.
Often when I go races like this, you end up being all alone on the course for big sections, and now I always have a companion. Yeah. So it feels very safe.
The first stage was an appropriate prelude to what the bikers could expect during the 3 days. They had to combine very technical and stony areas with other faster and easier riding sections. After an exciting opening day on southern Menorca, the athletes then headed north to see some of the wilder areas of the island. On the second day, the riders faced a 67-kilometre route with over 1,300 metres of climbing, and the trail runners faced an equally gruelling task with 58 kilometres of running with over 1,000 metres of vertical ascent.
Really, really beautiful. Caught us by surprise. Yeah, much better than we expected.
The organisers also make a huge effort to care for the island. Signs are placed throughout the route, not just marking the directions, but also to make athletes aware of certain hazards like bird nesting areas. The 5th edition of the camelback epic Camí de Cavall 360 came to an end with a gentle 3rd stage where the bikers and runners toured one of the most ecologically important areas on the island. 7 centuries after its creation, the 360 degrees along the Camí de Cavall has become a hiking trail, trail running and mountain biking route in Menorca that is famous all over the world. The motto of the race is an island, 3 stages, an epic adventure. And it does exactly that for the competitors lucky enough to race this wonderful event. When it's time to cross the finish line for the third and final time, emotions are high for those that have completed the camelback epic Camí de Cavall 360. We stay in mountains and we travel to the breathtaking China with its unique culture and majestic landscapes. A new era for the Xterra Global Tour is about to begin. The first ever event in the land of the rising sun definitely will be a milestone in Xterra's history. The international expansion into southwest China represents a bold new step for the series. The sports lifestyle brand delivers authentic race experiences, and this season will host off-road triathlon and trail running events in over 30 countries. Xterra Kunming sits at an average altitude of 2,000 metres. The main event combines a 1.5 kilometre lake swim, followed by a 30 kilometre two-loop mountain biking route and a 10 kilometre two-lap run along beautiful lakefront trails to end. For sure, the athletes will enjoy an unforgettable experience through the breathtaking Chinese landscape. From the beautiful azure Langzong Lake, we can stay on the water for one epic challenge. Five-time world powerboat champion Aaron Kiander of Malta was attempting to become the fastest person to circumnavigate Malta on a powerboat. Team Chaudron, powered by Enimed, was driven by the five-time world champion Aaron Shander and two-time world champion throttleman Dominique Martini from Corsica. They had the target of 34 minutes to circumnavigate Malta, a target that was set in 2006 and unbroken since then. It is a true test for man and machine, pushing them both to their limits. The team had fully prepared the boat and themselves for this attempt, and it was now time to hit the water. The first attempt for the day started successfully, and judging from their fast pace, it was estimated that Team Chaudron would have shaved anything between 8 to 10 minutes off the record. However, with the finish line in sight, the team suffered an engine failure, therefore ending their hopes in the 22nd minute. With great determination and commitment, the team returned back to their workshop, where together they worked against the clock to repair the boat in time for a second attempt. The afternoon saw the winds pick up, and with the larger swell, it was going to be a bigger challenge. Once again, Team Chandron were unlucky, and more mechanical failure scuppered their chances of a world record attempt. They returned to shore with disappointment, but renewed determination to persevere until this unique record becomes theirs. So let's now have a look at the best shots from this month's episode. So that's all for this episode of the Outdoor Sports Show. Stay tuned for more outdoor adrenaline and adventure-filled action when we return next month.